So welcome also from our side, and thanks for having us here. We would like to present today a little bit our journey from Gruner, where we started, and how we decided for the Microsoft platform and the way to the Microsoft platform and how we are using it now. So we first will show a little bit what we are doing at Gruner. So because I think Gruner is not very known internationally so far. I hope this will change in the future, but then we will show the old world where we started, then our journey, and then the new world, how we stand today. So what does Gruner do? We will see a short video, what we are doing. I think this explains it in a very short way, that you see how many projects we are doing, in which areas and in which sizes.
Welcome to a dynamic world, where buildings are not just structures, but living spaces. We are committed not only to today's society, but also to future generations. Gruner is an international engineering and planning company with a family culture and Swiss roots. Our clients benefit from personal support on site, innovative methods, and the highest level of expertise in the areas of fire safety and building physics, energy production and distribution, building services, building construction, spatial planning, geotechnical engineering, infrastructure engineering, structural engineering, safety management, environmental engineering, and sustainable water resource management. We have worked with clients for over 160 years to develop innovative solutions for small and large, local and international projects. Gruner, all according to plan.
So as you could see, we are active in various areas of projects and with different project sizes as well. This makes us very challenging for us also as a digitalization team within the company to bring this all under one head. So we have small projects that are starting for one day for let's say a contract amount to 1,000 Swiss francs, up to projects, large dam projects that are taking 20 or 30 years with millions of budget. So this is our range of projects that we handle, and just a figure to show this, currently we have in our system 8,000 active projects where we are working on with our over 1,000 engineers. Yeah, we are rooted in Switzerland, and we are also active globally and work worldwide. Last year we extended our business to Italy, to France, and there are also more places all over the world are coming. So the idea is also that our solution or our platform can speed up this process, and we can support this, that we can grow also on an international basis. So when I started 10 years ago, it was quite a challenge because the old world was really not connected. We had a very old-fashioned IT environment. Perhaps you can show on the next screen. We were very novel-oriented. For example, we had group-wise in place, and I was really shocked because after 3 months every mail was deleted, so hard deleted. No matter if you have read it, answered it or not, it was just deleted, so you were forced to archive it in the right time, but this was very old-fashioned. Also our file systems were not connected, very decentralized. It was hard to work together over the different locations. We had several ERP systems with kind of larger Excel integrations, if you want to call it like that. And also CRM, what was more like an address database that had no connection at all to any of the other systems. And what happened because of that? The users already started to use WhatsApp, Dropbox, and help themselves. And this is, from an IT perspective, is nothing you want to have in a company. And so we decided to completely change this world, and we started our journey. Yeah. Our vision was that we design today the world of tomorrow. So right now we have a platform with Microsoft. This helps us to grow and to have this vision of tomorrow. And the first idea or the part of the vision was how we would like to organize all the data and all the information and the processes within this company. And as we are very project-oriented, we put the project in the middle of our ideas. And the idea was that everything what is project-related should have a link to the project, so we can automate later on and work completely project-based. On the left side you see our project process that we designed already in 2018. Yeah. And based on that project process, we started to look into solutions where we can have this process built up in a system. Then together, can you go back please? Together with the project there came a lot of stakeholders, like partners, employees, also we have administration workers that are working on a project, and for sure also the customer that is a big part of the project. And then there are more not financial oriented parts of the project, like the whole communication, collaboration part, but also very important for us, also archiving and task management and stuff like that. So you see this on the right side. So with this vision or with this picture, we looked on the market, what is out there in 2018. And we looked at a lot of PM solutions like SAP, Oracle, but also Microsoft Dynamics 365, which had the CRM module at this time, and also the PSA module in a very early version was there. We decided for the Dynamics platform because it was, it had a lot parts of our vision was already there, or at least we could see that there is a potential that could be that it could be developed in the right direction for us. So for example, the whole Office 365 world is a big part of our system now. Then we started with the Dynamics CRM system and plugged this in, and also the POS system, and at the latest step also finance and operations as a real ERP system. So how do we get there? So it was quite a long journey. On the bottom you see our challenge that I showed you before. First of all, we had to start to open the internet because it was closed at the beginning. So we were not able as employees within the company to work with the internet directly, only via a virtual machine. So we opened the internet and we started to implement Office 365 as the first step of the journey. Then we did some finance automations first, because there was also a big gap in KPIs, reporting and stuff like that. And then we started our first attempts with CRM and the early PSA version. And in 2020 we decided to evaluate also a new ERP system, and we decided then for Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations as the last part or the last step to implement within our platform. And now we really have a harmonized platform where we can develop on it, where we can automate processes, where we can digitalize things, and where we are now ready also to choose a little bit our business model, and we are prepared for a business at scale and to roll this out more further. Yeah. The new world, we have now very integrated systems, and they are all talking to each other. The basic idea behind it is that we enter an information only once. So whenever you enter a project number or you create an employee in the system, you only have to do this once. It's not necessary to do this in multiple systems. So the reason for that is that we connected all the systems together with in the center we have the finance and operations part, and also the CRM and project operations that are really talking to each other now with a custom integration. Tim will tell you more about it later on. On the left side we have the whole Microsoft stack that is working in the background, so the Power Platform, whole Azure environment, and also the Office suite. And then we have some third-party solutions that are also connected by API directly to our systems. And this is our basis now, where we can start go further and make the next steps on our digitalization journey.
So thanks, Martin, for the overview. And I will go now, because today we have PO Summit, so I have to go a little bit more in detail about our PO system, and I want to show you a little bit our challenges that we had and also what we are doing with PO. And maybe first of all, last year, beginning of last year, we had PSA in place, not PO. And our biggest challenge last year was the change. I mean, maybe one of you was in the appointment yesterday with Anna, where she told about the transfer from PSA to PO, and we did that last year, also with the help of Anna. Yeah, so there are a lot of restrictions that you have to care about if you want to go from PSA to PO. And like Michael said, we are a project company, so what we have in the system is a lot of projects. And we had to transfer like 26,000 projects with around 100,000 tasks. And like we had long end projects, the longest was like ending on 2039, and all this was completely restricted from PO. So we had to clean up a lot, and that's what we did last year. Especially we built it up as our own ClickView dashboard, just to check against our productive system to understand which projects we have to change. And so it took us almost a whole year to get to the point where we could then go on and move to PO. We blocked the weekend, a longer weekend, 4 days. We started with 2 backup crashes, and afterwards we managed it. So now we're on the PO side, and we really like the new functionality there, so it's good. And but this was the biggest challenge of last year. So and now how we are using PO. Yeah, you see a little graph here. So we have CRM PO in place, and we have FMO, but it's not like we have not the integrated version of it. So we have them standalone, but they're communicating via Azure Functions, and so far this is working pretty well. So all our normal employees, I would say, work in CRM and project operations. So they do their acquisition process, they plan the projects, do their controlling, and they're normally not in FNO. Yeah. So we have, especially most of the people are working CRM and PO, and only the finance department is working in finance and operations. There's a little excuse, these are time bookings, but I would let it like that. And so the idea is that they do the acquisition, and as soon as they win an offer, the project gets transferred to FNO, and then you can book times on it. And we have also the WBS and FNO and stuff like that, just to make sure that we have correct data in those systems. Yeah, and the only thing that we bring back from FNO to PO are the actuals. So this is basically what we are doing. And now we have the good thing with the platform is that we can use it for third-party integration, like CMAP, this is a tender platform, or that for our vendor invoice tool, Busware. And so we can integrate this in our solution now or in our platform, and this really helps to bring us forward. And for sure we have the capabilities of the whole Office 365 world, and this is really integrated. That's what people like most. They don't like the processes that they have to do, but they like really the functionality plus that they have. Yeah. So, and how do we use PO itself? We do three things at the end with PO. The first thing is we do an effort estimation. So whenever someone in our company wants to create an offer, they have to do an effort estimation first. Because, like I said, we are a project-driven company, and we have to make sure that at the end of the project there's some profit for us. And so, because projects are not that simple, they have to plan them first, and as soon as they have like an effort estimation done, they can move on and create a quote out of that and then also prove the growth. So that's the first thing that we do, effort estimation. Second thing is project execution and controlling. That is not too much for smaller projects. There you don't have to, for a little fire safety certificate, you have to do a big project planning. But when we talk about a dam, like Rogun is one big project that we have, big dam. There we have talk about 500 tasks and a lot of people working on it. And then they can use also, we made it possible that you can create also teams for your project, and then everything is connected also to teams, and they can have their external customers, external partner on the team, and talk about the project we're doing with them. And the good thing is, it's all linked to the project. So at the end, we can gather all the data around the project together and have it in a place. So it's not like in Dropbox or in a WhatsApp or somewhere else, the information. It's all linked to the project. Last thing that we do is project evaluation. So every month, our people have to update their planning. So we say, what is your estimated completion of the projects? What are the costs that you're expecting at the end of the project? And on that base, we can calculate the project value. And this is then very important for our finance department, just to understand what value we have in place at the moment for our projects. So these are the three things, and we can do a lot of more things with our platform, but I don't want to bother you with all of them, so you can choose by yourself. So at the end, we will show whatever you want to see. You can take your smartphone, scan the QR code, and just vote for the topic you want to see in live. I will quickly explain what the topics are. First topic is CMA Tender platform. That's an API we created to get tenders from the public sector into our CRM system automatically. Second thing is Gruner Fleet. That's a way how we make it happen that when you drive around with Gruner cars, you get this information in the F&O system, and then you can like book these hours or these kilometers on your project, or you can use the car private and book it, and then you get like it is automatically say that put on your salary, so you have less salary if you drive around for cars. Okay, project evaluation, that's the way how we evaluate projects. You can have a look at this, the Gruner Infobot, that's a little bot that we created where you can read out our manuals to our systems. So when you have questions to a manual, to the system, you ask the bot and it reads in our manuals. And the last thing would be a Gruner Innovation app that we created where we vote for innovations in our company to see what we want to do in the future, what are the innovations that we have at the company and what we want to do. So these are the things we can look at later if you want.
Maybe a question?
Sure.
How did you identify these use cases? And before, Oliver in his keynote mentioned, hey, you have to implement or you have to develop a strategy, calculate your return on invest, or have a AI focused team and hey, here's the technology, let's try and identify use case by yourself. What was your approach?
So I think the first thing that we did was this big harmonization process that Michael talked about, where we thought, okay, we are a project-centric company. What do we need at the end that our employees can work, that we can deliver maximal quality to the customer. This was the first idea. And all the things that you are seeing here are like now around this topic, you know. To make our employees happy, we have the Gruner fleet, so they can easily use the car. To have to understand how the system works with the infobot that they can ask. So that's the way we thought, you know.
And that's pillar, you know, employee productivity, you know, your employees have more time to invest in the important things and not into the, you know, daily tasks and administrative.
Yeah, true, but like in every company, the question is who defines what is important. So one thing that the management defined was we need to process, the same process for our project. Our employees don't like that too much because you have to really stuck to our project process. This is something that costs more time. You know, and other things like the Gruner fleet, this is really helping. So it's really who is your stakeholder, and it's like a mixture of all stakeholders, and someone has to decide what we do first.
But the ideas came from us as a department or also from the business, so this is a mixture of both, and then we decide on priorities a little bit, which one we develop first and we would like to try out first. So that's basically how we do it.
Thank you.
Next slide, I guess. So you have a little bit more time to vote, and at the end we will show you live. So what have we learned? I mean, this is maybe important for you because maybe you already have the same journey or you have your own journey, and maybe you can like learn a little bit from what we saw. So the first thing that is maybe also what we talked before is have the end in mind when you're planning. Where do you want to go? And if you have a good idea how it should look like, not exactly, but like a good strategy, then you, in our case, on our side, we say you need a platform strategy. Because at the end, I mean, we are a company with 1,200 employees, but we are a really small team in our department. So we have not the engineering development power that Siemens or Deutsche Bahn or whatever has. So what we have to have, we have to have a good platform that is like evolving for itself. So we profitize from all the updates Microsoft is doing, and we can do this with less resources. Yeah. And so platform strategy is key. And in the beginning, everything costs pain, money, and a lot of time, because no one knows what you have planned and why they should change the way they work. And so it was like a hard journey from time to time. And digitization is hard work, but also for the users. You know, as a company that started 1862, I think, the people are like really more conservative in the building sector. They are not like want to see all the new stuff. They are really related on their Excel sheets and stuff like that. And so you have to really help them to get on the new platforms. And this was also a big change for everyone in the company. Next lessons learned. Yeah, updates, I said that, it's profiting. We really like a lot of things that are coming from you Microsoft guys, but it's also suffering because there's a lot of things coming, and if you have a small engineering team, you have to keep up with all the stuff that is coming in and understand what you're doing with it. Yeah, submitting a Microsoft report, like a Microsoft ticket, that's our own topic to talk about. But I would say we had like kind of a decrease in the quality of tickets itself in the last 2 years. That was really hard for us. So, because normally we are now pretty experienced in parts of CRM and PO, and most problems that we have, we cannot solve by ourselves. Is going to proMX, but normally they can also not solve it because it's really things that has to go to Microsoft, and then you have to go through the levels, and this is really hard work to get a Microsoft ticket to the person who can solve it. And so this was like the negative thing, and the positive thing I have to say is if you know proMX and you have some connections to the product group, they are really helpful. They helped us a lot. Also last year with our update, we made like we had like these there's different schedule modes in PO, and they really made it happen for us that we could choose our own schedule mode. And this is a big thing, you know, that a company like Microsoft helps us. That's the positive part. So, and then the last thing that we want to mention is performance. It's all in the cloud, and the people or the users are used now that some things are a little bit slower than before when everything was on-premise. But still, we need on some parts more performance. It has to be faster. Okay.
We discussed it.
Yeah, we yesterday discussed it. And, there's hope at the end of the tunnel.
So thanks, Tim. I would like to show you a little bit or talked about what's next on our table. So this is just a little part out of it, but where we are currently working on. So Tim showed you before the custom integration that we made between F&O and the CRM part on PO. We would like now to go more to standard with that and use the dual write integration, and we already discussed this yesterday also with Rupa, and I think we are on a good way there now, that our system is becoming more standard, like Microsoft has the idea that it should be. Let's say it like that. But our challenge there is that we started almost 7 years ago with the whole platform and also PSA in an very early stage. And the system and the platform, how it looks now, changed in that time, and we had to make decisions to go forward within the company. And yeah, some of the integrations we now have to do again, or to replace with the dual write integration, that we are also ready for the future for all the updates that are coming. The second thing is that we would like to try out more AI use cases and prototypes. As you have seen, we now have a very good database behind it, or everything project related is relying on the project. So we think we are now ready also to profit from that and do AI use cases, like that the AI can help us writing offers, or perhaps also writing technical concepts for us based on our data from the history that we have. And we really have a large history of data. And from a also more technical side, we would like to go from, or we have to go from BYOD, so that's the data extraction from the finance part. For our reporting, we are integrating this now, migrating this now to Microsoft Fabric, that we have a good standard there as well, and can do our business intelligence and our reporting and analytics based on that. So to sum up everything before we go to the demo part, what are the key takeaways? I think the integration between the systems is essential for us, so at least for us, because we are a small team, and that we have integrated the systems helps us a lot to not fill up the information multiple times, and to configure the system each by themselves. So we have to change things only at one place, and it's respected in every system around. Then a really big topic also, you have to plan for change management. You have to take your users together with you and also your management. So good part of your budget should be planned also for change and communication of all the change that is coming. Then you should start small and grow fast. Try things out, also new things that are coming. Try if this helps you or not, and then decide if you would like to implement it or not. And also within the companies, we also do prototypes first with 1 or 2 business units, try out the new features that we are implementing, and if this is working for them, then we scale to all our 26 business units. Then you need to be flexible and adaptable, so don't customize too much, that you can have all the updates from Microsoft, and that you don't have to redevelop everything when updating. And you need to stay updated on, also on a learning perspective, what is coming from a Microsoft side, iterating a little bit, that you see if there's a new feature coming or a new product, and perhaps try it out. We tried also several products first and see, okay, is not sufficient for us so far, but then we look at it again 6 months later and try again, and perhaps then there's also an update, and then we can use it.
Here something should load.
Quick question. What's the interface with AutoCAD look like?
The interface with AutoCAD is looking like that we say, whenever you're creating a project, you can directly say, okay, this is a Autodesk 360 project that is handled in the cloud. And then we can automate also the opening of the project there, assigning all the team members there, licenses and stuff like that. And also if you finish the project, then everything can be archived on the platform from Autodesk itself.
How was your experience building these custom integrations? Was it too much time consuming or easy or?
So the custom integration that we built so far, they are working quite good. Some of them we did together with proMX, some we did by ourselves. But I would say the building time is not that much of a problem, and by now it's also very stable, so we don't have big problems there. And this is the important part at the end, so that because we can save a lot of time because of the integrations, and we invest perhaps a little bit more time at the beginning for the integration, that everything is stable and on a very good technical base for that. But at the end we save a lot of time because we only enter the information once.
So the results are here. Menti said that you are interested in project evaluation. That's great, because this was part of my job, so I can show you a little bit. So, like I said, we have, this is a training system, and what we are doing basically, every month we do a snapshot of the project with the planning KPIs. And these snapshots, you see it here, this is a snapshot from April 2024, it's everything on the test system, so yeah. And you see you have a snapshot of the project with its important KPIs, and I can open that thing. It's like normal dynamics functionality. And what we see in there, if we see something, yeah, it's loading. So what we're doing is this estimated completion comes out of the project planning. So the project manager plans his projects to the end and says, okay, these are the costs we are expecting at the end of the project. And that's the thing that has to be updated every month. And for us, it's really crucial that if you change things on the resources, hours and stuff like that, that the effort always keeps stable. Yeah, so if you move tasks around, the most important thing for us is that the effort that is planned for tasks stays the same. And that's coming in here. We also have the contract amount here and the actual costs that are coming out of F&O. And out of that, we calculate the POC, the percentage of completion. So we say at the moment you have actual costs of around 20,000. Your estimated completion is 55. So we say that your percentage of completion is 37%. So 37% of your project is finished. And this value multiplied with the contract amount gives us the value of the project. So we say you have done 37% of the project, 37% of your contract amount, that's the value of the project. And so they basically, what they have to do is, they have to update their project, or if they get an addendum or something like that, they have to update their contract amount. And out of that, we can automatically calculate the value of our projects. And we do this at the moment for around 1,000 projects, and the other ones will follow, hopefully, 2026.
Yeah. If you run very large projects, so if that was not 64,000 francs, but 64 million or more,
yeah.
Who actually works in project operations? Is it all the project managers, all the sub-project managers, everyone from top to bottom, or are you only using part of the functionality?
Yeah, it's really, it depends a little bit of our business unit. So we have different business units, and the bigger business units, or the business unit that have those kind of big projects, it's probably like that the project manager is working in there, but also one I would say power user that helps, bringing the tasks together, understanding what's happening if I change the number and things like that. And they're still, in this really big project, we still struggle with the performance, because you can imagine if you have a big project with a lot of tasks and you have to change something, and they all wait just until they get the costs out of it, and they plan their hours, and then they wait and wait and wait until the number of the costs come out of the system. So that's a little bit our challenge here. But basically what is cool is that we have here now the whole history of the project. You know, in this overview, you see when you choose one project, you see the whole history and how it evolved over time. Yeah, so you have a fully transparent way of looking at the project, and it's not like that the project manager is just entering a number and you have to believe him or not. Yeah? It is he's planning the thing. So if you have a more experienced project manager or like a manager over the project, he can look at the project plan and says, okay, this fits, yeah, I think this is good what you did or not.
But you're also dependent on people actually planning their work and maintaining that plan in the system.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And what is also nice with Dynamics, we built a little delegation thing for the project evaluation. So if you are in holidays, you can choose just someone who is your delegated, so they can do that in the holidays. And so it's pretty simple from like the way we did it, but it's working quite well. Yeah. So yeah.
You said that if there's change or some change results on the total needs to stay the same, how do you make sure that the total keeps the same? So
what I meant with that is that there are 3 schedule modes in PO. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there are two schedule modes. If you then change the duration, it has an effect on the effort. Or if you change the resources, it has an effect on the effort. And we choose like this fixed effort schedule mode, and there when you change the duration it has no effect on the effort. And this is really important for us, because I don't want that if a project manager just like postpone a task, that the whole effort will change here, because you would get crazy. And so this was also the only way we could upgrade to PO, was that someone was helping us, because from default it is not the system. If you upgrade, it's not going to this schedule mode we were needing. So we have 3 minutes left.
What about project procurement? You do it from product operations or F&O? Project procurement.
We are doing this from F&O side at the moment.
And then you get actuals into project operations.
Yeah, we also get actuals from the project operations, and all invoices from our subcontractors are also going to F&O directly. We are booked there and go then back to PO.
Now you said at the moment, sorry, do you have any plans on changing the procurement setup?
It could be that we don't use the current third-party solution anymore, depending on what Microsoft is. I think there's something on the roadmap, or I've seen already something. At the moment we have a centralized scanning center, and all our invoices are going to them. They scan for us and they are loading up into the system. It's called busware. I think it's also quite common. Then we do all our approvals and accounting there. So we say, okay, this invoice is going to this project or to this cost center, into this account. Then we need an approval. We have different approval stages, and then it's going automatically into finance and operations. It's booked there automatically, completely, and then paid. But it could be that this is part of F&O in the future, and that we don't need the third-party solution for that anymore, because I think with all the scanning services that are on the horizon, I think this could be also handled by the Power Platform. Other questions?
What about customer invoicing? Is that done from product operations or?
Customer invoicing is part of finance and operation, and this will stay there.
Yeah.
But what the approvals for the customer, so we plan, the idea is that we have also an approval, so after the proposal of an invoice, and perhaps we are doing this also then, perhaps we can integrate this directly in PO, that like an assistant is doing the proposal of the invoice for the project, and the project manager can directly approve and pay PO then, and that we are doing this also via interface. So the idea is that the majority of our users is working in PO directly and everything stays there, and only the more power users and finance people are working in finance operations.
You said that, sorry, other question? No, sorry. You said that you need to update this every month, but do you also use this monthly update for reporting to the clients, or only internal?
At the moment, only internally. Yeah, so that just everyone is up to date, what's happening with the project. But this could be maybe something in the future, but normally that's also, like I said before, we can also create teams for the customer. Yeah, they can automatically on the main project say I need 3 teams, one external, one internal, but we normally try to split it a little bit so that they all understand where is the customer seeing stuff and where are only we seeing stuff. So that for our employees it's clear, okay, there's the chat with the customer, so I won't say that thing, and this is the chat with our own people. Yeah, really that they understand where they are at the moment. This is important for us. And if they have their own project planning and they see, oh, there's something coming, and it's not already told, transparent to customer, we would have a problem, I guess.
How happy are the users, the project managers, with the new solution, and did you select it and define KPIs to identify success or not?
So I have to say the users are, since we moved from PSA to PO, they are much happier, just because the functionality is so much better now. Like I said, still a lack of the performance, but that's what I get as feedback. We have no KPIs in place. What we have like a power user system. So normally users go directly to the power users, and I have monthly meeting with the power users, asking them, okay, what's going on? What are your problems at the moment? And it's also like very different because at the moment we have like only some of our business units on that system with the project evaluation, and all the others, they have their projects in there, but they are not forced to do the project planning because they don't do the project evaluation in there yet. But this will come, and then we hope when it's coming, hopefully next year, we have the right speed and the functionality stays the same, and I think they will be happy then. Yeah. So we are already over time. I mean, we could show a lot, also the other things, but I think there's a break coming up, right?
Yes.